In this video, we are doing some transformation on the customers dimension table. So when you look at this prefix, we have the Mr. and the Mrs. in uppercase. Let's make it capitalize each. So we'll go to the transform tab, then click on format, then make sure that we click on capitalize each. Since this column is selected, we can click to make it reflect that way. This is okay. Now, when you look at the first name and then the last name, when you look at it carefully too, we don't want them to be capital uppercase. Let's make them also capitalize each. So in this case, we click on, whilst the transform tab is selected, we click on the capitalize each. I think this is okay. And then click on this capitalize each. We can also create another column called full. Let's create another column called what? Full name, concatenating this first name to this last name. So let's merge them together. So in this case, let's go to add column. When we get to add column, now we can create this in two ways. We can merge them together using the merge, or we can use what we call the custom column to do that. I prefer to use the custom column. You can also merge them together. So let's go to the custom column. Let me click on custom column. Now name this as what? Full name. Then at the custom column formula, I will select the first name. Then I am going to what? Concatenate it. In concatenating, we use what we call the ampersand, and then let's bring some space here, another ampersand, and then click on what? Last name. Okay, so we are getting some error here. That should indicate that just one ampersand is not valid. Okay, we still have some error. Okay, so when we do this, it will combine them, but we still don't have what? A space. See, okay, so the only one ampersand is what is required. So this ampersand combined with this and then that. Okay, so what it means here is that select all the data in the first name, concatenate it with the space. I was trying to use the single quote which was giving error, then concatenate it with the last name. This will give us a full name. So it creates a full name column for both the first name and then the last name. So you can see that the data type is ABC and then 1, 2, 3, both numbers, whole numbers, and then text being mixed. So let's click on it and select what? Text. Good. Let's create another column, which in this case, this column, we'll create this column in the transformation, in the data view stage, where we'll do a little transformation. But for now, I think this is okay for our table. We can create another column by using the conditional column, but I don't want us to do it here. So when we go to the data stage, the data view stage, we'll add more column. Or let's go to home and then click on close to load all the data. Okay, So you could see that for the calendar stage, we have these columns. We need to change these to a suitable one because we didn't like this aspect when you are creating a date column like this. It's not helpful. So we select the column, then we select format. We format it to just as how I did the first one, day, month, year. We do the same to this. We shall still go to the customers table and then add one or more columns to make it suitable for our data modeling. So over here too, we click this one and then day, month. Do the same to this. Okay. I was trying to select multiple columns, but it's not allowing. Do the same to this one too. Okay, so the calendar dimension is okay. Power BI, we shall create that. We shall create the date hierarchy, but let's go to the customers table and do some addition of columns to this table. We are going to create calculated columns. Now, in this calculated columns in this customers table, we would look at the parents will create a parent column based on the total number of children. So once in the column table, let's locate the total children. Now, this gives us an insight or indication that if you have zero children, then that means you are not a parent. If you have more than one or more, then that means you have children. So let's create a calculated column by clicking on new column. So we are writing data analysis expression here. Right, so in this top bar, this is where we are going to add our column names. So let's name it parents equal to. Now we are going to use the if function to create as such. If the total children is zero, then we give the indication yes. If it is greater than zero, then we give the indication no. So it's an if decision here. So if, let's close it and then open it. If the customers, as you type the customer name, it pops up. Let's look for total children and click on it. If the customer's total children is greater than what? Zero, comma. The next thing you can see the condition here. If logic text results and then results false. So that means that if this one is true, the result should be in that column, the data type or the data should be yes. If the total children is not greater than zero, probably is less than or equal to zero, then we will give it what? No. So this is how we create a calculated column. Then let's press enter. So we have some no, no, no here. So let's check whether we have some yes. Yes, we also have some yes in there. If we select all yes, yes, we can see that those having yes means they have total children greater than what? Zero. That is a calculated column. Let's create another calculated column based on the annual income. So you can see some annual income here. This annual income, we want to create a criteria or create a standard that if this annual income is greater than a certain number, we give that person a priority. He's a customer of priority. He's one of our priority customer. If it is not, then we just give a standard. So we click on the new column to create a calculated column. This we'll call it income. We'll call it customer priority. So customer priority equals. Now we are going to do some if statement. If statement here. If it is this condition is true, then we'll give this data. If it's not true, then we'll give that data. So the if function, then I close that if function with the parentheses, then open it up. If the parent is yes, we are focusing on the parent. And then also if the annual income is greater than that, then we say the priority is this. The priority is that. So the priority, we'll use customers priority based on priority and then standard. We'll base them on both the parent column and that of the annual income column. So what we are saying is that if the customer parent equals yes, and so this is what we use for end, that is um, trying to compare to logical statement. That is what we mean whenever we mean whenever we use this, it means we are comparing two conditions. Okay, so if the parent, the customer parent column has data yes, and then the annual income, let's say, is greater than, let's make it 100,000, then he's one of our priority customer. If not, then he's just a standard what customer. So this is how the calculated column will be. Let's press enter. Okay, so we have some standard here. Let me click this one so that now with this customer priority, let's check in there whether we have your K. So you can see that we have some priority and then standard. Let's select only the priority and then check the parent. So the priority side is checking the parent. If the parent is yes, then it's one of our customers priority. And if the annual income is greater than 100,000, so you can see that all these are greater than what, 100,000. Okay, so that is that for some transformation aspect in this area. We can also create measures to measure and then use those measures in our report. So this is how I went by the transformation. There are some transformation to be done in the product table, product category, and other tables. But this is just to show you how I did the transformation. Okay, so let's move on to how to connect the data model. Let's look at how we make connections and relationship in the data model. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and then click the like in my YouTube channel. Thank you.